So I'll introduce you to others. Vivek Gupta is our distributor from Mumbai, and Amarish Padgaonkar is another distributor from Mumbai. He handles a specific segment, that is ophthalmology. Mohit is one of our prominent distributor from Jaipur. He's looking forward to join, and he is very much active in disinfectant segments. So as Amarish and Vivek. So Amarish's company's name, if you see, it's Medister Infection Control. Amarish specifically deals into infection control, whereas Vivek deals with multiple products, including capital equipments and infection control. Mohit deals basically into critical control and infection control products. We have Mr. Moloy with us, who is a moderator of today's panel discussion. Moloy, over to you.
Sandeep, or wait for a minute? Should we start or should we wait for a minute?
We can start. I don't think these two people will be able to join because I messaged them and their reply is like they're still stuck. So when they get time, they will join in.
Okay, fantastic. Okay.
You can reshuffle the questions. You
Sorry?
can reshuffle the questions. Everybody has seen those ones. You can reshuffle the questions.
Yeah, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. So good afternoon, everyone, and my name is Moloy Chakravorty, and I am a business coach, and I work with, and my company name is Beyond Red Ocean Consulting, and it's a great pleasure to have Sandeep Kumar on this interesting chat on where the disinfectant industry is going. Bioguard, for whom Sandeep works with, has pioneered the development, manufacture, and distribution of a unique range of hygiene, cleaning, and infection control products in the UK. After a lot of success in Middle East and Europe and Middle East, Bioguard has now set its footprint into India. And already Bioguard has captured the imagination of a lot of prospects and customers with its unique range of products. So with a combination of alcohol-free, non-toxic product, Bioguard disinfectants are used in high-risk environments, such as hospitals, IVF clinics, pharmaceutical manufacturing plant, and testing labs. So with that basic introduction about Bioguard, I want to first put on a question to Sandeep as a starter. Sandeep, Corona, COVID, Omicron, whatever we may call, has been a scourge in the last couple of years. How do you think Bioguard products are capable of addressing this major challenge?
If you see the Corona, it has morphed a lot. If you see starting in last 2 years, if you see, everybody has seen or witnessed the change in the virus morphology, the virus types. From standard version, now we have reached Omicron and Delticron is in the process.
Sandeep, can I request you to come slightly closer to the computer because you're not very audible?
Okay. So if you see in last 2 years, you
Okay, we seem to have lost connectivity with Sandeep. In the meanwhile, let me ask, go on to Mr. Amarish. Mr. Amarish, I hear you have a very distinct and a niche market segment in ophthalmology. So how do you see this market potential in the coming years in this particular segment?
As you
mostly
know,
from the disinfectant space, because I also have a background of ophthalmology, so I understand how critical it is in the ophthalmology
space. As you, since you're already aware that ophthalmic surgeries or ophthalmic practice, it's highly susceptible to infections. It catches infections very fast. So ophthalmic practitioners are quite concerned about sterility of their OTs and the instruments that goes into it. So till now, all the chemicals and opthal being a retail practice, it's not a corporate practice, it's mostly individual retail practice. They want to have highly effective solutions which are long lasting and which do not harm their costly medical equipments which are present in the OT. At the same time, it has to be long lasting and price effective. since they are paying out of their pockets.
Sure.
So, considering this, till now, all the traditional disinfectants that are available in the market are all either glutaldehyde based or alcohol based. So, though every disinfectant does the work of disinfection quite effectively, the main concern is about the side effects on their costly equipments in the OT and the environment that they work in. So, they are looking for effective alternatives which can do the infection work also quite effectively. At the same time, protect their costly equipments in the OT. And yes, they need to be price effective as well.
So, Mr. Amarish, help us understand, is the current set of disinfectants having a challenge in the ophthalmic space?
If you look at the ophthalmic market, it is primarily being dominated still by the traditional disinfectants that were being used. Till recent times, formaldehyde was still very much in practice, though it was discontinued by the other segmentation. So slowly that is going out of practice. The second economic disinfectant that is being used even today is the Bacillocid range from Raman and Wheel, which is basically a glutaldehyde-based disinfectant. The reason that it is being used even today extensively is because of its cost effectivity.
Sure.
And to be the reason why ophthalmologists are still continuing using these traditional chemicals is because they do not have their own independent infrastructure of microbiologists and testing and all that. So they are not very fond of experimenting with new chemicals. They would rather follow the chemicals which has been used traditionally for all these long, and until and unless they do not start facing any kind of a problem with those chemicals, they are not willing to change those chemicals.
Got it.
So,
Got it. So, Sandeep, coming to you, I think we lost you for a minute in between. You're on mute, Sandeep. So, if you can kindly unmute yourself and address both these questions simultaneously. One is how Bioguard products is positioned against Corona and Omicron, and the challenges that Mr. Amarish mentioned about the current disinfectants having an impact on the ophthalmic equipment. So, if you can kindly address both of these together.
Yes, would love to do that. See, if you see, the Bioguard works on basically three pillars: that efficacy, safety, and ease of use. So when we talk about efficacy, we are the only one in India who have the test reports against the coronavirus, and that too under 30 seconds. Talk about any other competition available. What they talk about, that our product is effective against coronavirus because WHO says that. WHO has given us a very wide range or vague range for the products to be effective. No specific range. But if you talk about our products, we are the only one who have tested our products as per the latest EN 14476 as a virucidal activity for coronavirus. And that 230 seconds. No other competition has that kind of efficacy. So that is the one answer of your first part. Second part, if I talk about what Amarish was talking in terms of efficacy and usability of the current products versus our product and how we are trying to challenge it. Say, as he rightly mentioned, that that domain is still dominated by Raman and Wheel products because they're highly cost effective. Though they are corrosive, they are pressing a challenge against the equipment which are worth of crore in the ophthalmology segment. However, when we talk about our product, they are mild, non-corrosive, highly effective, and requires a fraction of time what Raman and Wheel products require. Amarish, if I take the liberty to talk about the contact time. For any disinfectant, the contact time is must, the providing the proper contact time. The Bacillocid range that require 15 minutes to 30 minutes to be effective. Our product is effective under 30 seconds. So the turnaround time is like 90% lesser.
Got it.
As compared to the other. talk about the compatibility. We have a test reports and we have feedback from various users where they have mentioned that this product is effective as well as compatible with their equipment. It is non-corrosive because the pH range is between 6.5 to 7, which is equal to neutral. That's how we are talking. Third point, which he mentioned, that it should be economic. So if you see our product range, it is highly economic, though it is manufactured in UK. The entire product range is manufactured in UK of Bioguard. So if you see, they are highly economic as per the Indian environment. We have priced them like that. I believe that answers the question.
Oh, absolutely, Sandeep. Thank you so much for that. And I think what Bioguard is bringing into India is very, very, not only the cost-effective piece is getting addressed, but also the efficacy is getting addressed. And this is the kind of the need of the hour. So coming back to Mr. Mohit, and Mohitji, English, Hindi, whatever is comfortable with you, we are good for that. So I leave that to you. You come from a place, I think you come from Jaipur. And how is the situation for the hygiene and the disinfectant products in Jaipur? From the part that you come
Sir, wait, sir, just it's gone from my side. Just a moment.
Mohit, you're not very audible, so I think, and also your camera has been switched off. So
Yes. Just a moment.
okay, by the time we come to Mohit, I have a question for Sandeep again.
Yes.
And Sandeep, Omicron is going, Corona is going. Do you still need disinfectant products?
Omicron is going, Corona is going. That is not 100% true. Omicron may be going. Corona will be there and it will be there for long. It is not going to leave. Like if you talk about rabies, you talk about malaria, dengue, HIV, they are there since long and we have to start living with them. Now, how we can avoid them? By having a proper hygiene practices and hygiene product. A proper disinfection is required, and it will actually, if you see Indian perspective, we were in the denial phase earlier. This Corona brought us together where we have started saying that, okay, now we need a disinfectant. Earlier it was we are wiping with the water and that is effective. We are not getting any kind of infection. Why we should use a disinfectant? So that was the kind of mindset, and I believe Mohit and Amarish will agree with me. They have seen these kind of challenges with me. So it was whenever we were moving, and we don't need. We are using saline water to clean it, and that is equally effective. So we used to laugh at them. Now we have actually accepted that okay, disinfectants are required, and trust me, it's not about Corona. It's all about now the practices have changed, and that have changed for good. So now they will be using disinfectant. It will be required throughout, and it will be required now forever. They have adopted that they have to live with a disinfectant. They have to live with a mask.
Fantastic, Sandeep. So Mr. Mohit is back in. I think we lost him for a minute in between. So Mohitji, coming from Jaipur, beautiful state, beautiful part of the country, one of the most peaceful places in this country, जहाँ पे ज़्यादा आपका infection वगैरह होता नहीं है सुना. तो वहाँ पे भी जयपुर में भी do you require disinfectants?
Yes, absolutely required, sir. Actually, this is beautiful place. So you know, the tourist is more have interested to go with these places. You know, so बाहर से भी लोग आते हैं जयपुर के जो ऑलरेडी यहाँ के जो कंसर्न्स है उनको भी पूरा एक रहता है. And I was with also sir 3M. I just wanted to share some a little bit my background. I have worked with 3M. I have worked with 3M, sir.
Okay.
So I was dealing in the same segment for 7 to 8 years, and I was in infection prevention division. So that time I was in sales, and from last 4 to 5 years I've been in business. So now also I'm dealing with some of companies with disinfectants and antiseptic solutions, sanitizers. So yes, it is also required in the same, sir, here also in corporates, in B-grade hospitals, C-grade hospitals, nursing homes. But if we talk about what my observation is, we can categorize in two segments in the market. That one is corporate segment, and second is B category and C category hospitals, more than in between 100 bedded, 50 bedded. But yes, if you talk about corporate hospitals, big hospitals, they are more interested for the quality and the efficacy of the product. So because I have deal in the MNC product 3M, I have sold 3M sanitizers and other one or two good company products. So uh, just I wanted to ask from Sandeep, what is the main difference? How we can compete with leading brands like 3M is leading here. Raman Well is also there. They are doing good, but at the same time they are giving also very good economical prices to hospitals, and that is why they are grabbing the good volume business in my territory, Jaipur. If I talk about the Jaipur and other district of the Rajasthan, so can we compete or in economical or in the efficacy?
Very, very good question, Mohit. Actually, I was waiting for this question. So if you see the scenario in India, which companies are leading? They're leading on because of certain things. Like if you talk about Raman and Wheel, they're leading because they were among the first movers. They launched in India almost 50 years back when people were not knowing what is hand sanitizer or what is hand disinfection or sanitizing anything. 3M came. 3M is a worldwide known company for their innovation, and they both are leading the market. There are certain other companies also. How we want to compete, we have a perspective and we have a proposition on which we work. As I mentioned earlier, that Bioguard works on three pillars: safety, efficacy, and ease of use. We are competing with the leading brands on these perspective or on these pillars. We talk about efficacy. Our products are effective as per the latest guidelines. You talk about any competition, including Raman and Wheel or any other competition. If you see, their products are either old or they have never been tested as per the EN standard or any of the latest EN norms. They have been tested only age-old suspension method, which is long gone. Talk about any other competition. Are they boasting about safety? No. None of them can give you a safety report where they can claim that their product is effective on any of the surfaces, including hands. We are the only company who can vouch and can give you certificates and user credibility reports where they have vouched that our products are not only effective on the surfaces, simultaneously the same product can be used on hands and it is safe. We talk about ease of use. Age-old method is that the dilution by manual method. It goes wrong because the dilution is being done by fourth grade employees. They do not understand what is the meaning of 4 ml or what is the meaning of 10 ml or what is the meaning of 50 ml. For them, it is like this much can be 50 ml, this much can be 40 ml, this much can be 10 ml also. It's their perspective. We are trying to change that. We are trying to give them ease of use by providing automation in terms of dilution, by giving them a quicker action in terms of maintaining the spillage, which nobody can give. We are providing wipes which are fast. Fast means super fast, 30 seconds efficacy for sporicidal and tuberculosidal action. Nobody can give. So we are trying to fight with these perspective, with these USPs, and trying to spread the awareness. Right now, if you see, in India, people know only whatever the Raman and Wheel or Samaxo or any other competition has told them. That too half truth. We are trying to provide them knowledge. We are trying to empower them with by which they can take the right decision, informed decision. So whatever we are selling in UK, we are selling here the same formulation. We are not changing unlike other companies. That's why I stress that our products are manufactured in UK. So the formulation remains same. We're not changing the formulation. The quality remains same. The brochure remains same. We're not changing it for Indian. We are customizing it, but for a bit, not in terms of efficacy or not in terms of dilution. So the products are as good as whatever being used in UK. The same products, same efficacy, same ease of use. And with a trusted Bioguard brand, with lots of validation, which makes life easier. And your next part was being economic. I have worked on various pricing method. I have studied the competitors' pricing, and trust me, with the current cost in use, I'm using the term cost in use, not the cost of the product. The cost in use of our products are like as low as 90% lower than the competition in couple of segments. You can go and vouch to your customer that, sir, I can reduce your costing for the disinfectants minimum by 20%, and you can achieve without compromising on your margins. In fact, you will have better margin as compared to the competition, and less competition because our products are unique. So you'll have an upper hand and you can beat the competition.
Thanks, Sandeep, for boosting my confidence now.
Fantastic,
So are we
Sandeep.
have, yeah. Yeah, please, sir, please.
No, okay, just I'm not sure whether Mr. Vivek Gupta is around and whether he can.
No, he'll be able to take
it. He was in Tata Hospital, he mentioned.
I'm very much
so,
yes.
And because he comes.
Now we can see him.
So now we can see him. So, and because he comes in from he's currently in the hospital, I'm sure he's doing a lot of business in the hospital. So wanted to understand from him that what are the things that a hospital looks for when they're selecting a disinfectant?
Yeah,
and how has been your experience there?
Yeah. So am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So a hospital, since we are in India, and any Indian hospital is very cost sensitive. So the moment we enter into a hospital, the first question is, kitne ka hai? So that is the first question that we come across. Kitne ka dega? And that is the major.
Vivek, you have gone into mute. Vivek, you have gone into mute, please. You have to unmute yourself. Yeah. Yes, please carry on.
You carry on.
So, yeah. So that becomes at sometimes, a question that can be used as an icebreaker, because as Sandeep explained that our products can also be used for cost reduction, which the customers at present do not understand. I mean, 4 ml dilution, what we are giving for the concentrate, is something which no other company is giving. So I have supplied it to the hospital and they are very much happy. And the cost is reduced. They are really reduced.
No, I just wanted. Sorry, Vivek, I just wanted to understand what are those parameters that a hospital is looking for when they are buying a disinfectant from you.
So the cost is first, and second is what is the composition.
Yes.
What composition are we offering, and how it is going to be reacting to the products and the patients and the equipments that they are being used on. So there are a lot of these questions that we have to tackle when it comes to the microbiologists, to the purchase people, and to the nursing staff, because they all have their own questions.
Right.
We have to the nursing staff has their own question, like how it is going to react on my beds, how it is going to have the action, how fast it's going to react on my patient, and the microbiologist needs to have all the test reports, because at the end of the day they are the infection control members. So that is from the microbiological point of view. Purchase people, of course, they are only concerned about cost. कितने में देगा, competition इतने में दे रहा है तो कितने में देगा. That is all. So these are the basic parameters that any hospital that we have been dealing is considering. I hope that I answered the question.
Oh, absolutely. Vivekji, thank you very much for that, and thank you for taking this call while you're in the hospital. So I have one last question for Mr. Amarish before we get into a slight open house with the distributor, between the participants and Sandeep. And this is slightly offbeat question, Mr. Amarish. Mm-hmm. Is disinfectant or the hygiene market the next boom thing in India?
If you look at ophthalmology, yes, I think if you look at pre-COVID times, hygiene and disinfection were the last priority when it used to come to hospitals. They used to go around with any disinfectant that is the cheapest available in the market, as long as it's doing the work. But post-COVID, probably they have become more aware of the compositions of the latest trends, what is being used in the other parts of the globe, and the latest compositions, what is new. So yes, I do believe that disinfection and hygiene is going to make an impact in the coming years. And if we have the right product and the right marketing strategy to tackle this, yes, it is it will have a very good business perspective if you look at in the future.
Fantastic, Mr. Amarish. Thank you very much. The same question to Mohit. You are across multiple segments. You are in hospitals. You take care of the tourists who come into India, or look at safety and security. Is disinfectant the next big boom in India?
Obviously, 100%, because now people are aware. Earlier, before Corona came, so they were using hand rub sanitizer, but little bit slightly in the practice. But now when Corona is came, Omicron is came, now they have aware what is the benefit of the sanitizer, and everybody in homes and if you go the market, in every shop you will see there is the hand rub is kept in their front of the counter. So now the sale is increasing. People are aware for the sanitization. They have known what is the benefit, what is the loss of without if we do not use this product. So definitely it will increase in the market in coming years.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mohit. Mr. Vivek has a question. You have raised your hand. Is there something that we can answer? Mr. Vivek?
Yeah,
Or
no,
Sandeep can
I
answer?
mean, I just wanted to, add this question about, is hygiene product the next big boom? As per my perspective, if we have to answer this question, we have to look back at the schools, the LKG kids and the kids who are studying till 10th standard. I mean, they are being forced to use these products. I mean, even the LKG kids are being, made the compulsion that they need to have their own sanitizers, and they have these little small bottles hanging with their bag. So if this product has reached to that micro level, I don't think there is something that can be taking it out, because it has penetrated at that deep level. And even though the COVID might be passing away, but the fear isn't. The fear isn't going from the minds of the parents or the hospital people.
Sure. So, Sandeep, before I ask the participants to ask you any question that they have in mind, I have one question which I want to address to you. And that is, what are the risks of the overuse of sanitizing products? Sorry, not sanitation, sanitizing products.
Overuse is, there are two things which can happen. The first, the pathogens can develop a resistance. It is being overused and a different set of disinfectant is being used, which is not required.
Right.
Second, we can damage the surface. Irrespective whether it is our skin, hand, floor, or any kind of equipment. The more use means you are making a layer, or you are going to damage that surface which is not equipped for that much of application. And if you are using, say, on floor, if you are going to use high level of disinfectant which is not required, it is going to add up, and the microbes may develop a kind of resistance, which is a critical and dangerous thing. So we should be very prudent and very well versed what we are going to use, how we are going to use, and why we are going to use. Before using any kind of disinfectant, we should have a ready answer for these three things, and then only we should use, rather than misusing it or overusing it.
Got it. Sandeep, thank you so much for that. And now I leave the floor open to Mr. Amarish, Mr. Mohit, and Mr. Vivek, if they have any questions for the Bioguard man in India.
Should I start?
Yes, please. Yes, Mr. Amarish.
Okay, Sandeep. My question is regarding our hand sanitizer, which is the alcohol-free one. Yes. Now, the experience that I have been, of course, I'm talking only about ophthalmology at this point of time, but the experience that I am facing with this product is, traditionally, everyone is using the alcohol-based hand sanitizer. So somewhere it is stuck in their mind that alcohol is the only ingredient available for immediate hand sanitization. Now, though we are promoting, of course, they are also aware of the side effects of the alcohol, being the dehydration of the skin or irritation and all the other aspects. They are still not willing to take a chance moving away from alcohol to a non-alcoholic based hand sanitizer, because it's stuck up somewhere in their mind. It's, they're difficult to change. As I said, they do not want to take any risk. So they are concerned a little bit about, does it really work? Is it as effective as an alcoholic hand sanitizer? Ek doctor ne, he just said ki that feel of alcohol, that cold feel of alcohol on your hands, that itself gives you a this thing. इसमें तो पानी लगता है, ये चलता है, नहीं चलता है. So irrespective of, he agrees about all other things, the costing, the effectiveness, how it will save on his cost and all that. But that thing is still, lingering on their mind. So how can we address that thing? Or do you think it will take some time for them to change their mindset?
Okay.
Probably you can share your experience from the other markets where the kind of feedback that you're getting.
Two parts. First, if you remember, you were mentioning that people in ophthalmology segment, basically, they have a mindset where they don't have, they are without micro lab actually. So they believe whatever is being used and has been proven. Okay, so that mindset will take some time to change. If you remember the case of Dettol versus Savalon, where Dettol tried to follow the suit of Savalon, where they stopped stinking. They were not stinging. Dettol lost that market because it is deeply buried in the user's mind that if it is stinging or it is giving you sensation,
right,
it's working.
It's working.
The change of that sensation will take time. Now, neither Dettol nor Savalon, none of them sting, but they are still dominating the market. So that change will take time. It will happen over a period of time. Now, how to tackle that? There are two ways. First, by technical, where you can show them a report, a user certification or user feedback, where it shows that, okay, it is effective and it is working. Second, you can start working on KOLs. The moment couple of KOLs start using it, they can be your brand ambassador to spread this. That's how I have done it.
Okay.
I believe that answers your questions.
Yeah.
Yes, Vivek, you have certain query which we can answer.
Yeah, it is a very simple one. I mean, I received a question from one of my customers that, we are supposed to use 4 ml content, right?
Yes.
In the dilution. What happens, if we use more amount of concentrate, and will there be any kind of problem related to our product?
Sorry, I lost you in between. I lost you. Yes, I lost you in between.
Yeah. So, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible now.
Yeah. So our product's dilution is 4 ml.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a customer, he happened to use a higher amount of concentration of the dilution, and they were very skeptical whether they should be using this or they should not be using this. So, what we are claiming is that 30-second result. So will that time increase or reduce with the higher number of concentration if you use, or what is going to be the effect?
Okay, so 30-second contact time is for RTU, not for floor. So for floor, it is 10 minutes.
Okay.
So what happens if they're using higher dilution, more than 4 ml, the contact time will reduce. It's a triangle where you use whatever chemical you're using, the concentration and the contact time. The moment you increase the concentration, your contact time will reduce. So if they're using, rather than say for 4 ml, if they're going with 10 ml, your contact time will reduce to 5 minutes. If you're using RTU, which is 1:30 dilution, your contact time is 30 seconds. It goes down. The more you increase, your contact time will go down.
But using higher concentration, will it not make the products to get, resistant?
That's the reason we are promoting 4 ml. That is the only reason. And that's the reason I have said that we are giving you ease of use by providing you automatic dilution pump, which will make it standard across.
Okay.
Moloy, I guess our next meeting is waiting. We are already late.
Yes, so I think this discussion can go on, and there's so many things that we need to talk and so many things that need to be addressed. But I would sincerely thank Sandeep, Mr. Amarish, Mr. Mohit, and Mr. Vivek for logging in today. And thank you for your time. And let's do one more session in the near future and address more of these questions. Thank you so much, everyone.